I'm Chrissie from Lindley in Huddersfield. My motivation to join this project was as an NHS campaigner, and we were not allowed to go outside and defend our NHS as a group of people. We came together and created, three of us, threads of survival, where we could have a form of craftivism and make our feelings known. The brief of the project really was to depict your time in COVID-19, primarily lockdown 1. So everybody had a different view. People were feeling isolated and lonely, and especially some old people whose children had fled the nest and husbands were no longer around for whatever reason. So the Zoom became very accessible. So we joined together in Zoom. This is the first time I've met Kate in reality. I've met lots of times on Zoom, so I feel as though we've become friends, even though we've never actually physically met or touched. There's two ladies at the Chestnut Centre where I work, at Local Services to You, and there's two ladies that don't have access to the internet, so they couldn't take part in Zoom. So we've created newsletters, which we've printed and taken to the doorstep, and I give them a call once a month. So they've felt involved in the project, even though they've not been into a Zoom. So we've tried to make it inclusive of everyone. So no one's felt left out. Some people have felt lost and lonely, and their block depicts that. And some people have felt quite political and quite angry about things. And fear has come across into quite a few of the blocks.
I sort of rounded people up through dog walking. Not many of our age group use social media. So I think most of the people on this were people I met as I was walking, and I would say, "Oh, do you fancy making a quilt?" Until I got enough to make a quilt, and then I stopped. I don't think any of the people here are actually professional, they're not experts at quilting, and we just said, you can do what you want, and it's fine. This lady I know did a lot of tie-dye, so that's come out in her work. This lady struggles with arthritis, so she had to do things which were fairly chunky, if you like. This one's an interesting one because this lady lost her job through lockdown, and then started up doing repairs, sewing repairs. So all these bits are bits from the work she's been doing. This was our youngest participant, he's 2.
This project, we want it to be accessible to everyone. TSL Kirklees, the sector leaders, provided the Kirklees project with some funding so that we could make it accessible to everyone. Because a fat quarter and a reel of cotton could be the equivalent of a meal for someone who's been made redundant or on furlough or unable to work for whatever reason. So it was really important to us to make it accessible, and thank you as well to Bridget Hughes at TSL for giving us that money. There's about 22 towns in the country that are taking part. So Threads of Survival, call 999, call for the NHS, had a small pot of money. So the same goes out to the other groups, if you like, who are coming together with a quilt, that if they're stuck, let us know, and because we don't want to leave anybody out. Everyone's entitled to the say, whether it's a 2-year-old, there's no age limit, and it doesn't really matter whether you're an expert or you're not an expert. It's your interpretation of how you felt.